Foundation. Appreciate y'all for being here. First and foremost, let me get to this. I want to say peace to Yusuf L, Big Brother, High Frequency Radio Network. I want to say peace to all the trustees, every trustee in the private. Peace to you. Shout out to you. Salute to you for investing in your private education. Peace to everyone that I've ever dealt with in the private. It's a consultation. Or, you know, I sent you an email, you sent me an email, you asked for something that I said I would give you for free, and I gave it to you. If I didn't, email me again. I'm not that type of guy. I want to say peace to everyone that's checking the show out live right now. I want to say peace to everyone that checks the show out in the archives. We understand. It is what it is. You're no less worthy. I want to say peace to everyone that's checking the show out on the internet live right now, frequencyradionetwork.com, as well as on blogtalkradio.com/high frequency. I also want to say peace to you. I love y'all. Y'all know why I do this. It's my charity for y'all. I love y'all. It's an honor and a privilege to be a part of High Frequency Radio Network. And with that being said, let's get into this. Foundation Personal Credit Boot Camp 2 with credit expert Toran L. Last one was crazy, man. It was crazy. And let's just say this, it was so crazy, in fact, that it had some interesting callers. That's how crazy it was. Moving forward, though, Personal Credit Boot Camp 2. We're going to get into this. Toran L, I'm pretty much just going to let him do his dance. Personal credit is important. I'm just going to say, personal credit is very important. Can be very important. Now, whether you're of the persuasion of, capture the straw man and never use it, destroy it, dissolve it, I don't know. Or if you're of the persuasion of, all of these entities, whether they be private or public, tax exempt or not, they all represent various tools in my belt, my tool belt, and I'm the Superman or the Batman, whatever. And these tools represent the means and instruments by which I do what I would like to do and what I'm responsible to do. Those responsibilities of most people are family, friends, leisure, entertainment, and charity. How can you do these things without proper cash flow? Cash flow is dependent on your labor, your expertise, your invention, your business, whatever it has have you. Also, sometimes and a lot of times depending on credit. When cash flow is low, we need credit. When we're looking to start something, we look to go get a loan. We look to go get our hands on some sort of investment capital, whether it be a public investor or a private investor. Most times, my people are not involved in these things. I call it the behind-the-scenes cash system, so to speak. Credit is a way to keep people in certain neighborhoods with regards to how you're buying, what properties you're buying. Credit profile will keep you in a certain apartment neighborhood. If you're looking for an apartment, depending on your credit profile, you can't be in a certain place. Credit determines what kind of vehicle you drive. Credit determines what type of rates you get with regards to loans and how much actual penalized or tax you're paying to utilize credit, whether it be your credit or credit being extended to you by some sort of institution. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. What I am going to get into is this. I got Toran L with me. TopFrequencyRadioNetwork.com, the foundation. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into this personal credit boot camp part 2. So, peace. What's good, brother Toran? You there with us?
Peace, brother. I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, can't complain. How about yourself?
Everything was great. Everything is great. I want to thank you for coming on the show again, man. Appreciate you taking
Appreciate
the
you
time out.
having me. I appreciate you having me, man. I love being. Shout out to the network. You, Yusuf, everybody at High Frequency. But check this out, man. I appreciate you touching on those topics ahead of time to get them in a certain state of mind. Again, the reminder how the credit pretty much controls their life, their lifestyle, and what they have access to and what they don't have access to.
Right. I hope I didn't say something you was going to say, man.
Nah, it's cool. It's always something to build on. It's always something to build on and tell them, they need to know all of this. So I can go deeper into the fact that credit profiles and zip codes and, keep them what they call redlining in specific areas, But what I'm really here for is to tell them how to fix what's on there because, it's your public, so to say, your public life. That's what's out there. It's like what's attached to your social, like, which is a reason to go private. But there are benefits of correcting that. Having your credit score above average. Having a good credit score will allow you cheaper, APR, better everything, access to what you need to start a business, to grow, to, and what we specialize in at Upland Credit is repairing the damaged profiles, getting anything erroneous, errors, and just bad history, stuff that it's either helping you or it's hindering you. So we get them off. We dispute them through the restoration process, send them through enhancement. So let me break this down. And you sign up for it yourself, so you can attest. When you run a credit profile, you have hard pulls and soft pulls. You still live, brother? You still there?
Yes, sir. I'm still here.
Okay. So you have hard pulls and you have soft pulls. Correct. When we check your credit score, you're pulling from an account that only does soft pulls to start. That's a pro. That's a plus. You see what is wrong with your account, and you can do that right on the home page. You can go to foundation.uplandcredit.com and pull it directly from there and see what's going on your profile. Credit Karma, that's not. You don't want to mess with that. You can't even go get a car with that because it's not accurate. We offer something that'll show you exactly what's going on your profile and run you through restoration for $99 a month. The first month, $179, and after that, it's $99 a month. But we restore the whole profile, take any negative items off. I've gone through it myself and had student loans taken off of certain profiles or alleged, bills that were still on there and unpaid. So,
all right, let's do this. Let's back up a little bit, if you don't mind.
Let's go back.
Let's because I was hoping that you can give a little history of the credit bureaus. Could you do that?
Oh yeah, they started way back. Way back. The history of the credit bureaus goes way far back. Matter of fact, they own other brands and other companies at this point. They started as cargo companies and just all kind of different facets, and started keeping the reports on everyone and what they had going on as far as their finances and buying histories, payment history, what they were buying into. They're record keepers who align themselves with the government and other credit agencies to control, to take control. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Yep. I got basic concept that the credit bureaus can be traced back as early as the 1860s and function primarily to provide local merchants with a way to keep tabs on the people who traded and did business in their immediate area. The credit bureau essentially consisted of a list of individuals' poor credit risks. Prior to the use of the list, merchants extended only a very small amount of credit, and that was based only on the merchant's personal knowledge. After World War I, the industry really began to take shape. The population became more mobile, and several advances in technology and electronic data helped the progress. With the mobile population came a broader base of merchants, and the credit industry stepped in to provide information on consumers that could be used to determine whether or not to grant credit. Information provided by the early industry included employment records, information from landlords, data in public records, and sometimes direct investigations of individuals. In 1906, several of the bureaus formed the Associated Credit Bureaus Incorporated. This organization provides services like fraud prevention, risk management, check verification, and collections to credit bureaus. The Associated Credit Bureaus Incorporated represents the credit bureaus before the Federal Trade Commission and state and federal legislators protecting their interests. The oldest of the three major credit bureaus was founded in 1899 as Retail Credit Company. The company grew very quickly by the 1920s and had offices throughout the U.S. and Canada, and by the early 1960s, they held information on millions of Americans. Retail companies' willingness to distribute their extensive information to just about anyone, as well as their move to computerize their records led directly to the Federal Fair Credit Reporting Act of 1970. In 1975, they changed their name to Equifax, allegedly to improve their image. TransUnion was created in 1968 by Union Tank Car as their holding company. In 1969, TransUnion moved into the credit industry and began acquiring smaller, regional, and major city credit bureaus, which typically had existing contracts with local retailers. The only way to get a contract with these local retailers was to buy the credit company that owned the contract. TransUnion now has over 250 offices in the United States and 24 other countries around the world. Experian, founded in 1980 in Nottingham, England, as CCN Systems. Experian moved into the U.S. credit business in 1996 with its acquisition of TRW Information Systems. Experian has continued to grow and now has operations in 36 countries worldwide. That's what I have.
Yeah, that's a fantastic breakdown. That's deep into the history of it.
Yeah.
But
all right.
Let's talk about the reporting policies.
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't want to cut you off, though. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm finished. Go ahead. That's what I was going to say. You want to get into some of the basic reporting policies?
Yeah, man. Every 30 to 45 days is when this policy happens. Is when this occurs. This reporting period occurs. And a lot of the policies have to do with your information being, consumer information being shared without your consent and verified and put on public record without consent or verification So, which angle did you want me to take regarding these policies?
Just the policies that they are utilizing versus the rights. I would say more of us as consumers or the people, because I know that a lot of the reporting policies aren't necessarily legal. So I was maybe more some of what are the things that they do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they'll report bogus information on your report that it's not been verified by law. They have to, anything that gets added under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, anything that gets added to that report has to be verified. Has to be. So these automated systems are not even being looked over by human eyes, unless you're send it in writing where it can't be decrypted or just read by an automated system for somebody to actually review and provide valid documentation to support those claims, to say that this belongs to you. They'll say things like, we verified this account. Yeah, you verified the account, but you didn't verify the actual debt. Things of that nature.
Right, and that's one of the little tricks that they pull. Yeah, perfect example. I like that. Perfect example. That's one of the little tricks that's actually Utah, honestly, that they pull. You know what I mean? So I like that. So, I got into it a little bit, but if you could, brother, could you touch on the detriments to personal credit due to the reporting? Like, how does that negatively affect us? Even maybe in some ways how we don't even know it.
Oh yeah, it'll control every aspect of your life if you let it. And most people unknowingly get trapped with a bad, like bad credit is like having a felony. It's the same thing, really, except you didn't go to jail behind it. Think about it. Bad credit, you can't get the place you want. Nobody's going to rent to you. Loans, you can't get access to those. Same as if you had a bad, criminal record. It's the same thing. It'll deny you a job because a lot of employers actually look up your credit before hiring, before making a decision to hire, and using that to make decisions to fire based on your credit worthiness and history of paying your bills.
Yep, I've heard of people being denied rental at an apartment because of their credit. Saw an apartment that you like, afford it, but because your credit score is low, they're not going to let you rent at that apartment. You got the deposit, the down payment, last month, first month, fourth month, fifth month. But if your credit is low or beyond their threshold, they're just not going to let you near their place.
Exactly. And you are limited to the amount of money that you get access to in the first place based on your zip code alone. Redlining is what they call it. So, two individuals with the same exact profile, everything is the exact same. One is in Northwest, let's say Bellevue, Washington. And the other is in Louisiana, somewhere down south. Even Atlanta. The person with the person A in Seattle or Bellevue with the highest income per capita based on that zip code alone, that right there, they will get them more money because it's more wealth based on what's been put into that system. So they use that against you as well. So you don't even have access to the money or the amount of capital that you need in revolving credit, or get denied certain things based on the history of those around you. So I guess it's just a further meaning of you are a product of your environment.
Right, exactly. And, you know, listeners to the foundation are very familiar with that because, you know, especially if you've done a private consultation with me, and I'll just say it straight out because, you know, I like to do what I like to do. But, you know, a commercial address when getting business credit is very important because they search for, you know, they search the address when vendors are looking to extend credit. And if it comes back in a residential area, they're going to limit the amount of credit that you're allowed on the business side. So I can definitely relate to that. I can understand that. I just didn't know until I met you, brother, that was the case. So you and I, we make the same amount of money. We're the same height, same weight. You know what I mean? We're the same age. We're both healthy. We don't smoke. And just because I live in a different zip code, I'm going to be offered or only have access to a certain amount of funds when I borrow or go to borrow something to buy a house or whatever. And you'll have access to more because you live in a different zip code than I do, a better zip code, so to speak. That's what you're saying.
Correct. Yeah, they're going to set you up for the fail, you know. They're going to set you up for failure off top because you would have to, you know, higher interest rates and everything and have to, you know, using the same amount of money, losing money over time because it's going to grow, you know, exponentially. It's horrible because you don't have the same offers. You get denied the same things that somebody else in another city, another area, based on their automated system. Their central intelligence is, you know, it's going to kick back out whatever is gathered from around you in the address you provide. Exactly. You hit it right on the head.
That's ridiculous. But, I mean, I guess that's the way it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not fair. You call it the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Nothing about it is fair unless it's being followed. So it's up to us as a people to force them to abide by the law and use the ones that we don't know about to our advantage. You know?
And I guess that brings us to, you know, Upland Credit. You sign up foundation, period. UplandCredit.com. And that's www.foundation.uplandcredit.com. So tell us, you know, about Upland Credit and what it does.
Upland Credit restores credit profiles and gets them enhanced right where they're supposed to be. Make them look good for the underwriters, and eventually gets them funded if that's what they choose to do. But it's a process. It's not a long process, but that's essentially what we do. Now, starting with restoration, any erroneous items on your credit report that cannot be substantiated, they have no evidence, can provide no original documentation for, we get rid of. We wipe that off. We keep disputing items, and until it's satisfactory, until it's okay, you fulfilled your obligation and provided proof that's indisputable. You know, that goes on. So we'll get anything off of your credit report that can be removed. And it varies as far as time it takes. Some people see results. They get everything off the first month. Most people tend to need 3 to 4 months of that. 3 is about average to get everything off because it takes 30 to 45 days for that to report. So if it's not off on the first, you got to wait another month to get the results of what happened a month after, so on and so forth. But it doesn't remove inquiries, but it does get anything erroneous off and raise your score. Because now, it'll get rid of bad payment history. It'll get those accounts totally off, so it has nothing to connect it to. And from there, do you have any questions regarding restoration itself?
No, just keep going. You're good.
From there, you take them to enhancement, take the profile through enhancement, where you get a $5,000 revolving line of credit, unsecured credit, for $199 the first year and $99 every year after. And you only need that reporting for 1 year, really, but for the price, why not keep it? So what that does is tells other creditors, that you have someone trusts you with $5,000. Then you can run up a tab with them and you will pay it back. That's what that says. And it actually raises your ceiling and lowers your debt utilization, keeping you, depending on what you're already using, your whole goal is to keep 30% across the board. But this enhances your profile and allows you to have another line of credit showing up that's revolving, and that a lot of times it strengthens people's profile, 80 points. It just depends. Every profile is different, but... Say it again.
Let me get this straight. So for $199.
Yeah.
After I go through the restoration, I'm done with restoration. I'm done paying for that. Now for $199, I'm gonna get a credit line of $5,000 added to my profile.
Correct.
And then for the first year, and then for the second year, like if I want to do it for another year, it's just $100 for the next year.
Correct.
But I'm gonna basically pull up my credit report, and it's gonna show that I have $5,000 worth of available credit reporting.
Correct.
Okay.
And everybody who comes through our enhancement with good credit, bad credit, no credit, they get approved. Immediate approval. That's the key.
Okay. That sounds good.
That's the best. We have other options, We have additional ones, but the one that's advertised is the best one. That's going to get you the most bang for your buck. And it's the one we sell the most. But, they can hit us up hit me, hit us for a consultation. info@welcometothefoundation.com and get access to more of those after going through that, the first round, and then go for funding from there, where you get, unsecured credit cards, high limit credit cards, using your credit score only. No income verification, no employment verification, no collateral, purely based on your credit score. You can get up to $200,000 off a single profile. It sounds so good, but keeping it real, most people stay within that 80 range. 80, some people military in the 100 range, with certain lenders, being more lenient towards them. So it may make sense to do this with someone who is in the military to get more, with certain lenders doing favors for certain people who belong to institutions. That's another thing to have a consultation about. Hit us up in the private as far as funding goes. But what other questions did you have about it?
Oh, my bad, because I was on mute. I was trying to unmute back when you said, man, what did you say? Oh, you said no income verification, no bank statements. What else? What did you say?
Yeah, no income verification. They don't check to see what you make. You know, the fact that see if you're employed or not. Do you have a job? It doesn't matter.
So I
still get
without having a technical job. You know,
exactly.
Say my job is not, you know, technically a job. I can still go through restoration for my credit score and still get funding without having a job, no employment, no nothing.
You can go through the whole process without having a job, with no verification of employment. You're correct, and get high limit credit cards purely based off your credit score, your credit profile. All you need is a 680 and some good credit history. You go for funding. It's really that simple, but we make it sound that simple. It's, you know, that's what you pay us for. That's what we do it for. Make it simple. It's a one-stop shop, and it doesn't require all the. You remove the red tape. Correct. Streamlined process.
All right, so you go to the foundation.uplandcredit.com, sign up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna start with restoration. So I'm gonna start up with restoration. Yep. But what I understand, the first thing I gotta do is pull the credit report.
Correct.
I gotta pull my credit report. Can you explain to me like why I gotta do that? Can't y'all just do that, or it's only because I'm authorized to do that, or what?
You're the only one authorized, correct, to pull your credit report, to request that. So we have you pull that and provide the credentials in the form. Submit, go through the step-by-step form. It's going to ask you for your personal information, your contact information, your personal information, your billing information. It's going to get all the way through. But you have to have a credit monitoring account for this to work. And we provided the link to, the most worthy or trustworthy provider to date that we use for specific reporting reasons, because they give you a better profile than Credit Karma or some of these other hocus pocus free whatever. And this is free for 7 days. You have a trial, but after that it's going to be $30 a month. But that's nothing, That is nothing. To be able to see, you need to be able. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was saying you need to be able to see everything that's on your report when it happens, and not paying for individual reports here and there. Like, be able to have a monitoring service to see your debt utilization and what came off, what's still on. In conjunction, that's what powers the dashboard that lets you know what's been disputed and what percentage is still in disputation. So that's important, because you are the only one authorized to pull that report and provide those credentials. It's important to keep it the whole time that you, going throughout the process. But,
okay, I understand. So basically, I signed up for $199,
mm-hmm.
and then the restoration is $99 a month. But really, it's $129.99 a month, because I got to do the monitoring service to make it worthwhile.
Correct.
So how long does it really take? Like, let's say my credit is jacked. I mean, for real, tore off. Like, what is like the worst you've seen? 500, 490.
Yeah,
How long
the
would it
worst.
like? Go ahead, sorry.
The worst. I've seen some across the board. I've seen some bad ones, man. In 480s, 60s. Bad. I even had one of mine at one point at 490 something, 496, and shot it up to 762 in 3 months. So it just depends on your profile and what all.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was asking. That's what I was gonna ask. Like the really low ones, how long does it, on average, does it take? Because I mean, I'm honest, it's cheap. Yeah, it's cheap. $100 a month, $130 a month. It ain't much, but I mean, how long I gotta pay that? Can I, 3 months, I get results on that?
Yeah, 3 months. 4 is a good number. 4 is a good number because I know by then, even if the first 2 didn't get everything off, but they still trying to say, oh, no, they trying to stick it to you, you're still disputing, and they gonna eventually fall off. So around 4 months is when people see the most impact from restoration, and they'll keep disputing as long as.
So then 4 months I go for funding. No, I go for enhancement after like 4 months. Let's say 4 months. My credit is jacked, so it takes 4 months to get my scores back up. And I go for funding, and I get that. My credit score is good. Now I get the $5,000 added to my profile. So now my credit score goes up even higher.
Correct. It's gonna keep growing.
So how long?
Because now it's.
How long do? Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying it's going to keep growing because you have a $5,000 line that's revolving. It's turning every single month, reporting every single month positive. As long as you keep it, you don't run up a tab. It is controlled, It's with a partner of ours. So it's not like, you can just cash out with it. It's only there to repair your credit. But that, in conjunction with disputing negative items, will increase your score tremendously and get it where it's supposed to be.
So, like, within after that, so that's 4 months, and now I got that 5,000 on there. So maybe like another 4 months to report that. And then do I go for funding?
Nah, you don't even have to leave that. With the enhancement, you can leave that on for 1 month. Just let it report the first month. Make sure it's active. It's on there. Because that's a primary account. That's not like adding you as an authorized user. That's a primary account, which really hike your score up. People should be aware. Look at how hard it is now to get primary accounts with joint user accounts in the credit game. Just take a look at that. They're tightening up. Because an authorized user and a joint user hold 2 different weights. And, just look at that. But this is what this is. It's a primary. Reporting every month for that price, yes. What does that equate to? I haven't even done the math on that.
Well, we do 130 for 4 months. That's 520, I think. I do math fast, and I don't know how it works. That's 520. $520, and now I'm going for funding. I mean, that's a great investment for me. And just so y'all know, I already signed up. Personally, I'm coming up on my 30th day. I said on one of the last shows that I was going to sign up the next day. I lied. It took me 2 days. So it wasn't the next day. It was the day after that I signed up. So I apologize for lying to all my people. But I did sign up, and I'm coming up on the 30th day. It's very comprehensive. They get a hold of you quick. Very easy to communicate with every step of the way. They give you the logins. You can keep track of where it's at, what's coming in. Plus, the disputes are there's a correspondence that comes to you. It comes to me at my house. I know that there's something going on. I'm getting credit reports sent to me. I'm getting letters of explanation sent to me. I'm getting creditors saying that we won't even report and we won't try to collect anymore. And I didn't even know they were trying to collect. I'm not even playing. I got a letter from a company that didn't even know they were trying to collect on this one bill from way back in the day. And I thought I had already, took care of it. It didn't show up anywhere on the credit report when I was pulling it, but they found it. So, with that being said, it's definitely something that I'm doing. Y'all know me. I don't put my stamp on anything unless I'm, feeling it. So, and I see this, I'm seeing results. So, not necessarily with the score yet because it's a little preliminary, but definitely see movement, and I'm seeing movement which equals results on a consistent basis. So, let me definitely say that. But before, and I kind of jumped ahead, but I did want to kind of, have you go in on, maybe describe some of the possible uses of the funds. Like, I know a brother personally that got like a $25,000 credit card, then a $24,000 loan in his first round, right? Is that what happened? I personally thought. So that's the first round. That was about 4 or 5 months. And now, these funds, when you go for funding, they're expected to be paid back. And if they're not paid back, it's going to tear up your credit. So, that defeats really the whole purpose of spending, upwards of $520 to, restore, repair, and enhance your credit and then fund it. So, you want to have ideas and uses for the funds so that, those funds can go out and work and turn around and at the very least, pay for the payments.
Correct.
So, with that being said, you want to go ahead and talk about any potential uses for the funds?
Oh, yeah. Start a business. Start or invest in a business.
Mm-hmm.
Moving it personal to business. Put the funds in use. It's something that's going to give you a proper return on investment quickly because you have to make that money turn around. But you at the same time you pay what you use. So it's not like, I'm immediately responsible, depending on what type, whether it be installed or it's a set fee every month or a specific APR on a credit card. It comes down to understanding, what you want to do and how long it's going to take that to return. Some people go put it into real estate. Some people go put it into Forex, but these people know what they are doing. You got to have a plan. The best time, what needs to happen is you should think about, if you don't already have something that you have to the point where you can monetize it quickly, it's professional, it can, doesn't require a bunch of hassle and leg work, time, energy, that will give you a positive return, even if it's not much, even if it's just 50% on top of what you put in, 35%, something on top of that quickly. You should be thinking about that while you're going through the restoration process and the enhancement process. So it can already be in motion by the time you get to your funding. But you don't want to rush it. You don't want to play with it. Put it in anything frivolous because it is a loan. It's just digital. And they will watch what you do. People's lines have you get your lines depreciated. That's the importance of understanding how it works. Because if you start making desperate moves, then they'll start lowering your, utilization. How much you have access to before you even reach that point. So you got to know what you're doing. Have a plan. Yeah. I think the smartest thing to do with it is go private and start to keep it, start whatever kind of business. I don't want to persuade anybody to go in any direction, but this online money is fast.
True indeed. In other words, invest in your private education. Info at welcome to the foundation.com. No slang, no ebonics, just the way it's spelled, y'all. Sign up for the email list. Don't play no games with me. It's right there on the first page. Can't miss it. If you're having problems checking out the foundation on Facebook, by the way, you search in Facebook, Welcome to the Foundation, it'll bring you right to it. But welcome to the foundation.com. The link is live for the Facebook page. It's live for the email address. Working on the PDF section. Y'all know that's going to be live. I'm about to get down with that PDF section. But of course, nothing will compare to the PDF section on HighFrequencyRadioNetwork.com. True indeed, man. You killed it, man. You got anything else you want to say, man? Anything you want to close out with? Any points you want to make? Anybody you want to cuss out on the air? I'm just playing.
Nah. I was getting ready to get to it, man. You don't tempt me like that. But nah, I'm messing, man. Just get on this now. That's all I can really tell. Get on it now. Restore it. I didn't even think I heard that song, but didn't Jay-Z tell people, just tell everybody, fix your credit? That's what he's promoting. Come on now, when he telling you about it, that's something serious. So look into that. Fix your credit, enhance your credit, take control of your finances. That's what's important. Put it to good use to get you out of get you out of bondage and understand what's going on with it all. This economy ain't going. It's not in a good condition. And you hit on those topics every time the show starts. Even in the private, you can't wait until the bus gone. Get on it. That's my 2 cents. And
appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate you having me on as always.
You want to take a caller or two?
Sure, why not?
I mean, y'all can call in 424-222-5250. If that's not working, 563-999-3625. Last time I had the brother on, y'all called in with some BS. Straight up. Hey, I'm not having it this time. Y'all get on there. I'm not screening the calls. I was going to screen the calls, but, I ain't that type of dude, really. I feel a certain way about that. So, y'all get on here with that ridiculousness, with that tomfoolery. You're going to be out quick. So, don't play with me, because ultimately you're playing with yourself. 314-3882. Peace. What is your name and where you calling from?
What's going on?
314-3882.
How you doing today? I'm going to let you know now I got a little small delay because my phone ain't working right. So in order for me to hear your response, I'll have to take the mute off and hear it in my headphones. So first I want to say I appreciate y'all being on again. And I kind of caught some of this going on with my man from the credit place. And I wanted to ask them, can you just tell me again what I need to do to get started? And then after you tell me that, I want to tell you guys the situation and see which direction should I go first.
My first direction is to get your credit report from the landing page. It'll have you get all that throughout the sign up process for restoration. So that'll remove everything bad off of your credit that can be taken off legally. We're not doing nothing shady here. It's legally using the law to acting as attorney to get certain things removed from your credit. You want to start there. Anything that's holding you back, bad history, unverifiable payments, the whole nine that way. Then you go through enhancement,
But it's www.foundation.uplandcredit.
Let me spell that for him.
Go ahead.
Foundation dot UPLAND. So uplandcredit.com. Sign up there and go throughout that process and let it run its course, because you're going to be contacted by my guys at Horizon. They're going to contact you with details. Everything, walk you through the whole process. You have somebody talking to you, walking you throughout the whole process. With any questions you may have, any correspondence, we will go through them. That's my restoration department. You'll be well taken care of. And from there, you go through enhancement and funding. We're not going to let you spiral out of control, trying to do too much at one time. We'll let you know when, okay, this is it's acceptable, or it's good or beyond acceptable to go for funding. And this is how much you are predicted to receive based on your current profile standing. I hope did I answer your question?
Yes, sir, most definitely. Now, if I could possibly see if either one of you guys could help me. Hold on. Come on, baby. Okay, sorry. Okay, this is a situation, right? Okay, this is a situation. About a year ago, this lady quick claimed 2 houses over to me, right? So upon getting the houses, I tried to sell one of the houses, found out that one of the houses had a lien on it with the utility coming, like the water bill or something like that, right? And hopefully, and I want to say this to it, I can't hear you until I take you back off and speak if y'all say something. So I'm going to be done, and I'll be like, yeah, I can hear you now. So anyway, I'm sorry. So, yeah, she gave me 2 houses on the quick claim deed. Tried to sell one of them to fix the other one. Couldn't sell it because it had some type of lien with a water department or something like that on it. So, and then the other house had got bought through the taxes or whatever, and I basically just like gave up on the house or whatever until recently after coming back across this knowledge with you guys. But I know I only got now a month. I think it's in August or whatever, to try to do something to redeem the house. They say a year, and then in August it'll be a year. So a friend of mine told me to do a UCC1 on it, but I just want to make sure whatever process I do, if there's anything I can do, which I'm sure there probably should be. What should I do? Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, you need to hit us up in the private about that, man. info@welcometothefoundation.
Yeah, info@welcometothefoundation.com. But I will say this: I mean, there's certain rights that you have, and there's certain time period that you have to at least halt that tax claim, how it was bought and so on. There's an opportunity window of time, so you got to figure out within your jurisdiction when that window closes. And I know your friend said it a year, but it's not always a year. Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's longer. So with regards to the tax liens and tax sales and tax liens with regards to property within your jurisdiction, your state jurisdiction, you're going to have to research those and see how long the opportunity to cure is. That's the first thing you got to do. But it's going to be somewhere in the statutes. But if you're going to need some help, definitely email me, info@welcometothefoundation.com, and I'll get at you. All right.
All right.
Anything
Now,
else?
I'm sorry. Hold on. Go say it again.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do the email thing, and I have another question. Okay. Yeah. Okay. As far as how much it costs for the credit thing, is that information on the sign up thing or something like that? Because right now, to be honest with you, I was, about to spend some money on either filing a UCC or whatever, but I would rather spend that money towards something that I know is going to help me further on down the road, even if it's not a remedy right now. I know it's a remedy for later on because I heard the show. I try to keep up with y'all. I've got an email from the guy from Upland Credit before with a lot of information in it. You know what I'm saying? I think that you guys have a lot of information that works, and I believe in it. And so I definitely, like I say, I have been bamboozled in the past. I have got money taken in the past, but I don't feel like that's going to happen this time. So I am willing to donate or whatever I need to do to get this credit thing started. So just let me know what I need to do, and I can get on it. I can hear you now.
Definitely.
All right, yeah, you just go to foundation period uplandcredit.com. It's $199 to sign up, and $99 a month to start the restoration of your credit. You shouldn't need more than like 3 to 4 months, like the brother said. So foundation period uplandcredit.com.
All right. I appreciate you, brothers, and I'll be definitely getting in touch for sure.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in, man. Have a great night, man. Peace to you and peace to God.
Most definitely. Too.
All right, and I mean, that's why I do what I do, because there's a lot of cats out here taking people money and not giving them, their just due, and that's not justice. Got cats out here faking the funk, fronting, pretending, looking at it like a business, thinking that they doing something, that they big Ben with their big britches. Well, really, we all the same, man. I sit down to go number 2, just like you, man. Sister. Ain't nobody better than nobody, and I'm not going to take nothing from anyone and not give them their due performance or due consideration. So, I like when the brother said that. I don't like that happened to the brother. I apologize on behalf of dirty brothers and dirty Moors out here, But not all of us is like that, and you definitely gonna get what you got coming when you're dealing with the foundation, when you're dealing with high frequency for sure. Next caller, 501-6281. I'm not playing. Coming on here with that BS. 501-6281. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace. What's up, brother? So this is TJ calling from Arkansas.
Peace, brother TJ. How you doing?
All right. I just got one quick question. When a person does have credit, let's just say hypothetically $1,000 on a credit card, why does the utilization always have to be 30%? What happens if you go over 30%?
It's gonna hurt you. That's a good question. It's gonna go too high in their stand. It's a system. It's all your score is calculated by a system. So once you go over 30% of that line, it hinders your score. I mean, it's not gonna, and it could potentially depreciate your lines, deplete your lines down to where they start cutting the amount that you have available, because you're showing, it's like to them you living off of it. You acting desperately with too high utilizations and not paying them down on time, like living beyond your means to them, or your worthiness of receiving more.
Right. It appears as though you're dependent or overly dependent on the credit.
Okay, so whatever amount of credit. So whatever amount of credit I may have, or if I got 3 or 4 credit cards, they should always be under 30%.
Correct.
Okay.
That's the magic number. Some people say, 40, 50. That was old news. Right now it's 30. That's why we try to get people to the high limit cards. So, if you get $100,000, now you got 30 that you can do something with and still stay under that but you need to be moving that into a business anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys. I just had that one question. Appreciate you, brother. So appreciate you on the other end, guy, explaining all the credit stuff.
Oh, yes,
no
sir.
problem, brother TJ. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate you, man.
No problem. Take care, guys.
Have a great night.
You too.
Peace.
All right. Peace.
Yeah. Thanks for calling in, brother TJ. Arkansas. I think that's the first person that I know of that's, called in from Arkansas, the foundation. So, I like Arkansas. They laid back down there. Real chill. And one time I was kind of, I was a little too hyped. My man was like, you probably should calm down, son. That's exactly what he said. I'll never forget it. I used to do music, back in the day. And I was doing a show in Arkansas. Things weren't going right. And he told me, he said, you probably should calm down, son. Shout out to everybody that told me to calm down in Arkansas like 15 years ago. It worked, and I remember. 801-1593. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Omar from Utah. Can you hear me?
Says your name is what?
We can.
Omar. Omar?
Yeah, we can hear you, Omar, from Utah.
I really appreciate you taking my call. I've been listening to the network for 3 months now, and I'm really grateful for the information that I have received so far. And in terms of everything, I mean, I've talked once on the phone with Sharif, and I'm definitely a big fan of everything you do. I'm really grateful. My question is in regarding to a car loan that I have, and it has a high interest because I wasn't financially doing well a few months ago, and the creditor actually filed a small claim about 10 days ago, and I'm just trying to right now to figure out what to do, I guess. The thing is, I always paid every month, but I was late because my payment, my due date was like, I don't know, on the 10th, and I get paid later in the month. So now I'm doing better. I have the money, but I have this small claim that I need to take care of. And I'm trying to figure out how to negotiate with them so I can do it on the way to the court, like the Bible says, rather than having to do it at the court. I'm really excited about your services. I'm planning to use it as well. My score was like, when I bought the car, last year was 520, and now it's 626. So I've been working towards getting it better. But, all of this is for me to hopefully eventually live in the private. I'm actually a software developer. I've done really well, but life is life, and sometimes, we do make mistakes. I'm learning. So any advice that you might have for me, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you to Solal and Toran. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So I just wanted to say the claim that the creditor filed, is that in regards to the vehicle, or is that a different issue altogether?
Yeah, because the vehicle. Yeah, basically I paid every month, but I was late. And in according to when I talked to the phone, well, you've been late for like 3 months, and we decided to, I don't know if they're trying to scare me, but it's a notice anyways, and I need to take care of it. And here in Utah, it takes about they give you 21 days to make a response, and I'm deciding in the next few days, what am I going to do. I'm going to try to work out something with them until one of the biggest issues is that I have enough credit, I guess, to get some loans, but I went to big companies to get credit, and they can't do it because my car is 2004, and they say we can't do anything that is older than 10 years. So it puts I wanted to refinance, and it just can't do it. I mean, I don't know another way to do it.
So, I don't know, maybe Toran, I don't know, if the score is a little higher than usual, maybe you can, get directly into, enhancement and then maybe funding. You said 21 days, though. That might be a short time. Are they saying in the
Yeah, I have less than that. Because it's been like 10 days already, business days, yeah.
Well, you can slow all that.
They're accelerating the node. I'm sorry. In the notice, did they say that they wanted all of the money, or otherwise they're taking the car?
Well, yeah, they're gonna basically they're saying if the judgment goes in their favor, they need to get it's like $5,900 basically $6,000 that I have left on my truck. So I'm just trying
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, go ahead, Toran. Go ahead.
Hello? Are you guys there?
Toran.
Yes.
Toran. Yeah, I'm here.
You hear
Toran,
me?
you there?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Now, what? Can you repeat whatever your actual question is?
My question is, if you have more experience in terms of like credit and financing and all those things, I've been trying to refinance the truck. It's older than 10 years. So when I went to Bank of America and some of those guys, they say, well, we can only give you a loan. We could qualify, but for a newer car, not for this car. And I have this truck that has a high interest because I got it from Equitable Finance, is basically the company, at a time where I was like, I needed a truck to go to work and get some clients. And I have 2 clients that are feeding me work, and I'm starting to get some cash flow. What I'm trying to do is I guess my question is I'm trying to figure out a strategy to deal with the small claim, a refinance. I don't know enough. I've been reading everything on the web, and there's so many people out there that they want your business, but they don't. I don't know. It's not concrete of what I can do in terms of. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there are companies that can help me in financing an older car. It's kind of like in a bad timing, but I know it kind of helped myself into it. But any advice, I guess?
I think, the only thing that you can do if you're comfortable with it, that may make sense, especially now that your credit score is doing better and you have cash flow now, or you're looking to, maybe look at see if you can purchase a new car, maybe a cheaper, newer car.
Yeah, definitely.
On the light side, and then roll that $6,000 into that loan. So,
all right, I consider that option as well. Yeah.
Yeah. How did that work out? No, not at all.
Well, I haven't really. I tried, like I said, to get a refinance loan, but now that I mentioned that, the thing is the truck. It has a certain book value, but I think the company is Nada, and I went and looked it up, and there's some businesses. It's a truck that costs $9,000, and it probably right now, the loan where I have probably about $6,000. That I have like a little window there to, but when I go to a dealer or somebody that is gonna sell a car, actually I have to offer an opportunity for them to make some money as well. So they're gonna try to, drop me down. But I'll definitely explore that this weekend because I really need to do something in terms of doing that. I had no problem. What would happen if I were to say, I will give you back the car, and I still have to pay the loan, correct? They're gonna try to just make me pay the loan.
You can ask them. But like you said, it's worth more than the loan. They might have incentive to do that. But they might not want the car at all. It might be more of a liability. They don't want to deal with it. They got to clean it. We got to wash it. We got to make sure it's running. Maybe they just don't want to deal with that.
Right, yeah.
So they might not be apt to do that. So, I guess just explore more of your options. But worst case scenario, maybe just get a newer car that you'll get financing, and you can add that $6,000 onto that newer loan. Maybe even a used car that they'll finance within 10 years. But just get something like very, very low, very, very cheap, as cheap as possible, until your cash flow gets better.
Yeah.
And then you can, get a nicer car and upgrade.
Yeah. No, that definitely confirms a lot of. Thank you, Sodell. I definitely confirms. I've been thinking about so many options, but this has been a good conversation. I truly. You keep hearing from me. In terms of coming back to the show, and I really, this is they have no price what you guys offer. Use Phil and Sharif, and I just had a great time learning from you guys. I'm really grateful. Thank you. Peace to you guys. I appreciate your help.
Hey, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Peace to you. All right. That's the show for me, man. Is that the show for you, Toran? How you feeling, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I think I'm having some issues with mine over here with the phone. Could y'all not hear me?
Were you trying to talk?
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, let's wrap the show up, man. They need to hit us
Man, you got something to say, man?
I'm good. I just wanted to make sure you could hear me. It was just kind of confusing just now, but it's cool. They can hit us up in the private. All this will be going out via, email blast and all kind of stuff that's being wrapped up. So, they just need to sign up. Welcome to the foundation.com. And your email address is still being worked on. But you can do that.